nigh hither. Put off the shoes of thy feet. In other words, Moses, you're walking on holy ground, and I've got something holy to tell you. Your prayers have been answered. I've heard your cry, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to deliver you to the land flowing with milk and honey. You've been in slavery. Honey, that was good news for me. When I realized I was lost and undone, I was headed to a devil's hell, and then I heard the good news, Brother Dave, about a man called Jesus that died on Calvary's cross, paid my sin debt, and no matter what my education, no matter how much money I had in the bank, he said that I could go free. I could go free. And that got me excited. Even at 75 years old, I get excited thinking about that. Knowing that I don't have too many miles left, and it could be tonight, could be tomorrow, but whenever he calls, I'm ready. I'm prayed up, paid up, and ready to go up. And I'm ready to enter to a land where I'll see my daddy again. I'll see my son again. I'll see my mama and papa again. I'll see most of all my Savior that paid in full my sin debt and the whole sin debt of the world. He's standing at the right hand of the Father, still pleading my case. Still pleading my case. Preacher, I thought you saved. I am. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. He's still pleading my case. So we can see, there's a better way. That's what Moses was telling his father-in-law. There's a better way. I like what Jesus said over in John 14:6. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Aren't you glad of that? That you know the way and you're in the way? And you know the truth, and the truth has set you free, and thank God you're on your way to heaven. It don't make any difference really how these old bodies feel, because we know that they're dying more every day. But I want to tell you one thing. One of these days I'm going to receive a new body. It won't have no special made shoe on the left foot. It won't have no glasses on the face. It won't have the, I don't know what the hair is going to be like. I'm still waiting, Brother Dave, about the hair, and I'm sure you are too. You think you'll be bald in heaven? Well, probably so, because said that we'll know as we're known. And I can't just picture Brother Dave with hair. I'd get up there. I'd get up there and I'd say, well, there's John, and there's Peter, and there's Matthew, who's that? And they say, you don't know him? I said, I don't know that guy. That's Brother Dave. Oh, Lord, Brother Dave. Yeah, you got everything new, didn't you? I mean, you're not only a new body, you got everything new. Yeah, now you're just trying to decide which side to part it on. Yeah, you got a pretty good part right now in the middle, I can tell you that. Yeah, that's like one of the preachers up in Ohio. He parted his on both sides and combed it in, parted down both sides, combed it in. And a lady at our school, the choir director, I guess, she parted hers about this low and pulled it up. So your part tells the story about a lot of us. Jim, he holds his head out the window to come to church to push his hair back so the wind will blow it back. So that everybody has, I don't know what you do, son. I mean, I have no words for you. Oh, come on, laugh. There you go. I got a smile out of him anyway. Yeah. Then we got one back there, finally got the bangs out of his eyes, and I can see what color they are. But we can see that they was headed for a better land. And I don't know how you look at heaven. I mean, I don't care if there's not a street of gold. I don't care if there are no gates of pearl. Only thing I'm concerned about is seeing Jesus and seeing my loved ones. And seeing everyone that, maybe some that I've had an influence on down through my ministry or whatever, to have them come up to me and say, well, I don't know if you remember me or not, but I'm here because of you, because of what you preached, because of what you stood for. And that's why I believe that we need to stand firm like Brother Arnold. You know, like they told me when we lost Kevin and the kids went through their thing, they said, people are watching you. People are watching all of us, especially those that know what they should do and know they ought to be in church and know they ought to get saved and still just want to have an excuse why they're not saved, why they're not going to heaven, why they're not in church. As some say, well, there's too many hypocrites in church. Well, I'd rather go to church with them than go to hell with them. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, the Lord will take care of the hypocrites when He comes to separate the sheep from the goats. That'll all be taken care of. That's not my job. That's not your job. I just trust everybody with their own feeling and agreement they have between them and the Lord. And if they're satisfied, that satisfies me. I've got Larry Nickel to take care of. Larry Nickel keeps me busy. Keeps me busy. I mean, I've got, just like the older I get, the grouchier I get. And of course, my wife keeps throwing that up to my face, you know. And I said, well, I hope I get to be 100 years old then. Yeah, you think I'm something now, you wait till I'm 100. I mean, I'm 75. I got 25 more years to get grouchier and grouchier and grouchier. And, you know, just, so she's saying, well, I hope you go first. Hey, yeah, Israel had been delivered from slavery. And, you know, any way you look at it, we were slaves. Slaves under Satan. He ruled our life. We didn't admit it. We didn't say that, you know, that I'm a child of the devil. But really, you stop and think about it. He made a lot of our decisions for us. We had a choice. And when we went the wrong way, that was the devil's way. That was the devil's way. The Lord never intended for a lot of people to go do what they've been through. So Christians are headed for heaven. That's what Jesus said in John chapter 14. Says, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. Aren't you glad He don't lie to us? I mean, He just comes right out and tells you the truth. If it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so. He said, I go prepare a place for you. If I go and prepare a place for you, what? I will come again. You can write that in stone. He's coming back. He's coming back. And receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. So we can see that, you know, there were those, they were taking a journey. You and I are taking a journey. The promised land was a gift from God. A gift from God. He said, we are journeying unto the place of which the Lord said, I will give it to you. That's what He said in verse 29. And Moses said unto Hobab, the son of Raguel, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, we are journeying into the place of which the Lord said, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. My son-in-law has a problem with that. You know, he's in the exterminating business. And we've got more stuff. He treats people's houses and he sees something laying out there and he questions about it and they say, you want it, take it. He takes it. I've got a spiral staircase. I've got a patio heater. Don't even have a patio. You know, I've got a patio heater with a light in it, you know, the two mantles hanging down. I've got that. I've got a stack of a picket fence out there at the edge of the pasture field, that high. You know how they got there? Somebody gave it to them. Somebody gave it to him. He don't say no to anything. He don't say no to nothing. Of course, I was just as bad. I've got a son, Scott, down in Georgia. You all see his place. His place looks like the biggest junkyard in the United States of America. I mean, he got stuff every place. He got a grain bin that somebody give him, one of those round grain bins. Well, you know, he got big idea he's going to make a music room out of that someday. If it don't rust away, he'll maybe get around to that there. He got enough metal roofing and posts, I'd say, to cover this whole property that the church is on in a metal roof. Stacked up over there, stacked up over here. You know, he sees somebody, especially when the storms came through and the carports got all damaged, he'd be pulling in. What are you going to do with that? Oh, we're going to get rid of it. It's damaged. He said, I'll take it. Scott Scrap Nickel. I changed his middle name. Instead of, yeah, Scott Scrap Nickel. But heaven is a prepared place. I want you to understand that. You know, Dave and Jane's looking at a house, a new house. It's the builder built it. It was a prepared place, a prepared place. They didn't prepare a lot of things like they should have, but it's a prepared place. I mean, not everybody needs a walk-in shower. You know what I'm saying? But that house wasn't prepared with one. Like my mom and dad, when they had all that leak in their bathroom, and they come down through the floor and down to the basement, and had to replace the ceiling downstairs, had to replace the carpet downstairs, had to replace the floor in the bathroom, had to replace the vanity in the bathroom. I told Dad, I said, you need to just ask the insurance man, how much extra would it be just put a walk-in shower? You got all this stripped out and all this ready. You know what he said? He said, that's for old people. He was 93 years old. He said, walk-in showers for old people. He says, I can't see spending that much money for a shower. So you make Mom walk down steps that look like you're walking up a fire escape ladder. Steps is this steep going from upstairs to downstairs. I mean, I have trouble. I really do, because they've carpeted them, which shortened the area between on the steps and everything. I have to hobble down with the railing over here that's got 2 screws out of it. It's loose and banging around. Get down there. That's where Kathy fell and broke her wrist, down at that shower down there. It just one of those. Get you one of those, Dave. It's just a concrete base and has a shower curtain around the top of it up there. Yeah, so she slipped and fell, broke her wrist, and I had to comb her hair for 3 months or 2 months, and you can about imagine what that looked like. You ever see a Popeye in olive oil? Well, that's the way her hair looked. I couldn't just twist that around the way she does. She doesn't. She just don't. I had to make a ponytail first. So, that made a knot right here, and so then I had to wrap that hair around that ponytail, and next thing I knew, I got something like this sticking out the back of her head. I mean, it looks like a looks like a rhino horn sticking out the back of her head. But we survived, didn't we, babe? And I had a revival the next week, so you know what everybody thought. Well, Kathy's losing it. Yeah, she can't even comb her hair. But anyway, it's a prepared place. It sure is. And we were slaves of sin. We were dead, in fact, in our trespasses and sin. Still walking around, still breathing, but we were dead in our trespasses and sin in the eyes of the Lord, as it was. Philippians 3:20 says, for our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ. Verse 21, Philippians 3, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto him. We were not only slaves, we're saved, and our citizenship changed when we got saved. I'm a citizen of heaven tonight. I'm a citizen of the United States of America, and I wouldn't give that up for anything. I've got a nephew that has moved his wife and 2 of his children to Belize, and they bought a winery down there or something. I mean, he's something else. But they're moving to Belize. I wouldn't leave the United States of America. No. I mean, I wouldn't even get on a plane and fly right now. That's just the way things are and the way the turmoil is. But I think of the gift that God gave me. And that's what Moses told his father-in-law. He said that, the Lord said, I will give it to you. I will give it to you. So why aren't we inviting people? I mean, everybody wants something free. You mentioned free, well, like Robbie, my son-in-law. Look at all the free stuff we got. I don't know what we're going to do with it. But anyway, maybe I'll make me a fire tower up on the top of my hill and use that spiral staircase to get up to it. I don't know. It's just, it's steel. It's nice. It's metal. But I don't have any use for it. So we'll see what he does with it after I'm gone. So the invitation was given to one that will be helped by accepting it. A gift is not a gift until you accept it. I mean, we can have gifts, but until you get it, you never got a gift. It's offered. It's right here. And so that's why we ought to be excited about seeing our people saved. We ought to be as excited, I believe, as Moses was when he told his father-in-law, and I believe they were friends. I believe they were good friends. That's why Moses wanted him to come along with them, that he wanted him to come. But he was really excited because he looked where he had come from, what the Lord brought him out of, and where he was going. Now, I don't care. We can look back and see where he brought us from and see where we are today, but don't get too settled here because we're going to a better land, going to a better place that Jesus prepared for each and every one of us. Hope maybe that helped you some. I don't know what you're going through. So let's get excited. Extend the invitation. Extend the invitation. That's why a lot of people, I met a woman the other day, and I could tell she was going through something. As I was walking out the door, I said, are you saved? And she kind of hesitated, and she said, no. She said she went to a church someplace. It's been a long time since she'd been to church. And but my family's going through something right now. And I said, what's her name? She told me their name. I tell you what, I said, I invited her to come here. So if you see a lady come to church with two pigtails, you know who I'm talking about. They, oh yeah, we know you. We heard about you. But she had two pigtails. And she was really hurting. But I had prayer with her and invited her to church. I gave her one of the church cards and with the invitation on it. You never know. You never know what effect that'll have on her, what it'll have on her family. So you and I have something to tell. We have something to give away or to invitation to. We don't give it. We just give the invitation. Come to our church, come to our little church, come to the Lord, and come and see. We'll do you good. We'll do you good. Anything else? Hope you got something from it. Don't forget Sunday School Sunday.